it was a good push. Now, let's just take a look at the fundamental and then come back to our charts. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have on our Forex Factory. So this is it. Now, I was telling you yesterday that because a news is a medium impact news does not mean it doesn't have much volatility. All right, because a news is a medium impact news doesn't mean it does not have volatility. Like if you follow today's news, like I said, you discover that it was actually a medium impact news. Today is Wednesday, 27th of September, and we had a news that came out by 1:30. And funny enough, it's a medium impact news. The medium impact news I'm talking about is that it's a core durable goods order for the monthly data. Then we also had durable goods orders for monthly, month in, month out. All right. We also had another one. Okay, yeah, basically these two of them, and they came out positive for dollar. They came out positive for dollar. All right. But then there is something that happened. If you check this particular goods, the core durable goods, let's check the details here. He said actual greater than forecast is good for the economy. Change in the total value of new purchase orders placed with manufacturers for durable goods, excluding transportation items. All right. It came out positive for dollar. But then if you check the effect of this particular news on dollar, you discover that dollar actually sold. Yes, dollar actually sold. Now, this particular news was supposed to be good for dollar, which is supposed to push dollar upwards. But how come the effect of the news wasn't, the news came out positive, but the effect wasn't a positive one? All right. Now, like I said, it came out positive. This came out positive, this came out positive. I know that these were some of them were actually reversed. It was forecasted to be 0.2, but then it came out 0.4. Then this other one was forecasted to be 0.5, but then it came out 0.2, even though the previous was 5.6. All right. The previous was 5.6. Now I'm going to tell you. Okay. So most of them actually came out positive for dollar, and that is just the I think I got a message here. I'm trying to understand what you mean, but then I'll come back to it when I'm done explaining this. All right, great. So I said all the news that actually came out positive, but then the effect of the news was a negative one. But then let me just take out time to actually answer this question before I go ahead. Okay. Now, he said most of the signals that were called was a loss. Now, is it the yesterday signal you're talking about? Because if it is, I remembered even all the currency signals took profit yesterday before we left. And all the indices, every single one of them sold. And I told you that the indices were going to be a sell. I remember I told you that. I told you indices was US 100 was a sell, US 30 was a sell, US 2000 was a sell. Even as at the time I told you that US 2000 was still selling, was still buying rather. But I told you that it's going to be a sell. Gold also was going to be a sell. If you actually made losses on any of them, then you were not following what I was actually talking about. All right. Then this is not the morning session. This is afternoon session. And if you're listening to the voice, you know that it's not the same person. But I believe that the morning session, they were actually giving you a range of where you should be taking the trade from. All right. So I think if you're actually talking about um if you're talking about the morning session, then during the morning analysis, you talk about it, not the afternoon. All right. I just wanted to make that clear because as you're posting this here, some persons were not on in the morning session and some persons were not in the yesterday's meeting. So they don't know which of them you're referring to. Okay. Thank you. All right. So let's go ahead. Now, I said I've been able to. Now, if you check, I told you that if you compare the outcome of today's meeting, like the news that came out a few minutes ago, to the impact in the market, you discover that there are two different volatility. One thing you should know is that actual actually matters a lot. Actual matters a lot. All right. Actual matters a lot. Now, when you say actual, I am referring to the real result that came out. But now look at the previous. This came out 0.4 and it was predicted to be 0.2, but then it came out as the previous one was 0.4. Okay, now let me use this as an example. You are supposed to buy something. Maybe you bought it at the rate of 1,000 naira. And then, okay, maybe you did a work, and then someone paid you 1,000 naira. Then they told you that, oh, but the next one you're going to do, we're going to be paying you 500. Okay. And then still finally, after doing that work, they still paid you 1,000 instead of the 500 they previously said. Let's be honest, did that particular news of that new money that was paid, did it make any impact to you? No, it didn't. Okay, so it didn't make much impact. It wasn't, there was not any effect. There was not any effect on that particular please just a second, let me fix. All right, so even though it didn't reduce, but it didn't change anything. It was still the previous data that came out. So that is why most times this one was one thing about the US data. Now, I'm just saying this as a just for speculative purposes. All right. Now, the previous news came out at 0.4. All right. And probably they have checked that, okay, in order to still maintain the positive, let's make the forecast to be 0.2. And it finally came out at 0.4. There was no any significant difference between the previous and this particular one that came out today. But they have to reduce the forecast so that any value that comes out will still be the same. Now, I'm just telling you the reason why is as if the news came out positive, but it didn't have any significant effect in the market, or rather than it went on the opposite. So that is how some of this particular news is done, so that people will not really, it's just to keep, hello, can anybody hear me? Can anyone hear me? Because I've been hearing, I can't hear here. So I just need to be sure. Thank God. At least some persons can hear me. I just wanted to be sure of that. Those people that can't hear me, please do well to click on join audio. All right. So click. Let me just tell them what to do. Click on join audio. Okay, perfect. So when you click on that join audio, I think you should be able to join in. Thank you. Let's just continue. All right, so let's go to our charts now. Let's go to our chart. I probably should, I'll be able to explain it better on the chart. I think a couple of you are not understanding what I was saying. So now this is it. Look at my chart. I said the news that came out by 1:30, the news is a positive news, but the effect in the market is negative. This is it here. This is the effect here. This is the candle that represented that news on 1 hour time frame. The news came out positive, but the effect is negative. And I'm saying the reason is that the effect is negative is because the news is actually less than what happened last month. Last month, yes. Last month that the news was released, the last month's result is better than this month, even though this month also came out positive. Now, what determines the positive news is because of the forecast, not the previous. You get? The forecast determines the effect. Now, let me give you an example. I have a school. I run a school. And then there is exam coming up. Then for this year, I said, okay, the cutoff mark is 150. If you get up to 150, you get into the school, right? Now, a lot of persons met 150 and they got into the school. Now, another the next year, where people are also writing the exam, and I noticed that, oh, this particular year, the performance might not be good. So I now decided to reduce the cutoff mark from that 150 to 140. And then people did I reduced it to 120. So somebody that now got 130 now got into the school. So will you be able to tell me that this year's performance is better than last year's performance? No. Why? Because last year people actually did better because 150 was the cutoff. But this year now, even though people still got in, then the cutoff has now been reduced to 120, which means that if you got 120, you get in, unlike last year's one. And if you go 130, you also get in, unlike last year's one. So the same thing happened today. The news came out positive, but then the forecast was reduced from that 0.5 that came out last month to 0.2, which now made that even when they now got 0.5 again or 0.4, it was now positive. I hope you now got that. All right. So now let's check. With that in mind, I'm actually looking out for, now, there's something I'm going to tell you about dollar index. Dollar index is on an uptrend. Don't mistake that. Dollar index is on an uptrend and it's going to continue. So any sell you're going to be having, any sell that you're going to be having on dollar index, just know that it is not going to be a very long sell. Don't stay on a sell for a very long time. Don't stay on a sell on dollar index for a very long time. Don't stay on for a long time. So it means that anytime you want to go in for a trade on dollar index, always look out for more of a buy. Look out for more of a buy because you're going to be seeing more of a buy. So, but for today, this afternoon, we're going to be taking up a sell position on dollar index, and we're going to be taking it at the current price. We're going to be taking a sell at the current price, and the TP is going to be at 0.5.970. 0.5.970. That's where the take profit is going to be. So for this afternoon, it's going to be a sell. All right. It's going to be a sell. 970. Hope you get that. All right. So this afternoon, the take profit is going to be a sell, and the take profit is going to be 105.970. Now, reason I'm going in for a sell is because going on 5 minutes time frame, now I actually have a confirmation for a sell using the IPM indicator. But then let's take a look at it from 1 hour time frame. If you check, I told you that the news that actually came out is against the effect of dollar. And if that is going to be the case, we're going to be seeing a little bit of a retracement. So the market is going to retrace before it continues going up. I think some of you are not even listening, but then let's just go ahead. All right, great. So that being said, a sell on dollar index is actually envisaged, and the take profit is going to be at 105.970. That is not going to be a very long one. So when it gets there, we can now consider a further buy. I already told you that this trade is on an uptrend. So any sell we're taking is just for scalping and just to take advantage of the moment. All right. All right. So that will now bring us to Euro USD. Now, if dollar is actually having a push up, sorry, a sell. All right. If dollar is having a sell, it means that Euro USD is going to be having a buy. Now, I'm going to be actually taking up a buy on Euro USD. So my take profit for the buy on Euro USD is going to be at price 1.05568. 1.05568. 1.05568 is the take profit for Euro USD. Now, Euro USD got to this point. I actually remember I explained to you what this is. yesterday, I told you about this doji, right? And I told you that anytime you see a doji on a support, it's actually a buy. Anytime you see a doji on a support, and especially if the next candle also comes out bullish, it's actually going to be a buy. And this is a dragonfly doji. All right. Now, it is not exactly dragonfly per se, but then it can actually pass for a dragonfly. Dragonfly doji is a doji that has the lower leg longer than the upper leg. And that's exactly what you're saying here. Now, it was a pass for a dragonfly doji. So you could see the buy. Now, with that, I'm actually going to be going for a further buy on this particular instrument, which is Euro USD, looking at this kind of certain and the formation I have right here. So we're going to be seeing more of a buy on Euro USD going forward. So the take profit for the Euro USD is going to be before this particular Toncoat resistance. There's a Toncoat resistance here. A Toncoat resistance is a previously support that now that price has broken below, is a support that but price went below it, so it's now a Toncoat resistance. So the take profit is going to be priced 1.05543. 1.05543. All right, 1.05543. That's my take profit for the Euro USD. And then USD JPY, I told you yesterday that it was going to be a further buy on this particular instrument, and it's going to keep on pushing like this until it gets to the designated 50 points or $50 mark, right? I told you, right? And with that in mind, I'm also going to be giving you a pending order. Now, the reason I'm going to be giving you a pending order is not because the sell or the buy has ended. No, USJPY is still going to buy for sure, and it's getting to 150. But why I'm giving you pending order for today is because of since morning it has been having consolidating range. It has been consolidating, and one of the best ways to trade on consolidation is what? Breakouts. And pending order is what they call the breakouts. Pending order is actually a breakout strategy where you just set your trade above the price and below the price, so that if it goes above, you make profit. But if it goes below, you make profit. So that is the breakout strategy. That is for pending order. So for that, I'm going to, maybe someone can actually help us type out the prices and post for orders. So for USJPY, my buy, I'm going to be using buy stop and sell stop. All right. The trade is going to be buy stop and sell stop. You know, we have different types of pending orders. So one of them is buy stop and sell stop. So the buy stop position is price 147, 147.266, 147.266, 147.266, 147.266, and the take profit is pardon me, is 149, not 147. Pardon me, is 149, 149.266, and the take profit is 149.374. 149.374. Then someone's camera has been coming up and on, and it's really been okay, thank you. I've done it, taken it out. Now the sell is 149.090, 149.090, and the take profit is 148.977. 148.977. So that is it. So if you typed, please do well to forward it to the chat so that others can take advantage of that. Okay. All right. So let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one, GBP USD. So GBP USD, I'm actually going in for a buy on GBP USD. I'm going in for a buy on GBP USD. All right. I'm going in for a buy on GBP USD. So my GBP USD, I'm actually going to be buying at current market price. Now, if you check it out on 1 hour time frame, you will discover that it's actually at a very funny range where it's actually been consolidating. Now, price got rejected within there, and also it's almost at that same level. So the best option for anybody actually will probably be on, okay, let's just hold on a little bit. But then I'm going to be taking up a buy on GBP USD this afternoon. I'll be taking up a buy because I actually feel that the market is actually going to be retracing. Now, if you use zoom in this candle very well, you discover that here, who can tell me this kind of formation here? This formation that you have right here. Who can tell me what this formation is? This formation, who can tell me what it is? Now, this formation is actually, is anybody saying anything? Okay, nobody. This is, okay, I think someone sent. Oh, imagine saying something else. Okay, this is actually bullish engulfing. All right, this bullish engulfing. If you have your ADX, if you have your IPM, I think it should be able to give you a better detail. So this is engulfing candle. So with that, I'm going in for a buy on my GBP USD. I'm going in for a buy. And my take profit for the buy is going to be at price 1.21705. 1.21705. 1.21705. Okay, I just noticed that some people actually wrote it. Yeah, it's bullish engulfing. Thank you. Yeah, so 1.21705. That is where my take profit is going to be on GBP USD for today. 1.21705. 1.21705. All right. So coming on to USD CAD. USD CAD has actually been doing pretty well, unlike every other instrument. If you check this particular trade, you discover that there's actually been really a good volatility. It's used to have a massive buy for a very long time. This period, there's been a good sell. Now, Canadian economy has actually been just recovered from a very big shock, and it's currently doing pretty well, unlike it did last month and last 2 months. All right, so USD CAD has actually been on a very good direction for today, and of course within the period. And this is actually something that happened here today. This was this. I just feel that this is actually a fake out. Internet actually the weather is not very friendly, so the internet is a little bit down. Sorry about that. So I was saying before that went out, I said I'm going to be going in for a sell on USD CAD. Yes, I'll be going in for a sell on USD CAD. Over the period, I told you that Canadian economy has actually been doing better than it used to. So with that, I'm actually going to be going in for I'm going to be going in for a sell on USD CAD. So I'm going to be going in for a sell on USD CAD, and then the take profit for the sell is going to be at price 1.35013. 1.35013, not too far from the region. That is because it is in between a support and a resistance. So we're just going to be trading in between that particular point. We're going to be trading in between the support and the resistance zone, right? We're going to be trading in between the support and the resistance zone. So for USD CAD, it is a sell for me. The TP is 1.35013. 1.35013. All right, so that is that for USD CAD. And finally, let's just take a look at AUD USD before we call it, before we move into other classes of instruments. All right, so for AUD USD, I will be going in for a pending order also. I'll be going in for a pending trade. Now, the reason is because if you check this particular trade, you discover that it is actually best. I would have preferred to go for a sell. The reason is because it's just bouncing off from a resistance. All right, it was rejected from this particular resistance zone, but then I would prefer still to go in for a pending order, that is buy stop and sell stop. But if you have the lever for it, you can actually go in for an instant sell and then take your profit at actually the entry position. All right, I would prefer to do that now because it is bouncing off. Now, the best way of actually entering a trade is when you see it bouncing off from a resistance. So you can just take advantage of the sell and then take advantage of it, take your profit here. But let's not do that because a lot of persons don't really know how to do that. So the best option right now is for us to take up a pending order. All right. Using on 15 minutes time frame, you can take up a pending order, and the buy stop with the sell stop position, the buy stop is going to be that price. Okay, like I said, if you want to go in for an instant sell, yes, it is allowed. The reason is because this trade is bouncing off from a resistance. So if that is happening, it means that you're going to be seeing more sell, at least within the period. You're going to be seeing more of sell than a buy. That is within the period. That is because it is bouncing off from a resistance. You can check out that and see how it actually works. But we're not going to be using that as a yardstick for this afternoon. We're just going to be taking up a buy stop and a sell stop. So the buy position is going to be at price 0.63871. We're just going to be very fast because we have just 3 minutes to go into indices. 0.63871. 0.63871. That is the buy entry. Then the TP for the buy is at 0.63936. 0.63936. All right. So that is confirmed, right? Then the sell should be at price 0.63737. 0.63737. All right. 0.63737. Then the TP is 0.63666. 0.63666. All right, so that is the take profit for AUD USD. Sorry, everything I mentioned now is AUD USD. All right, that is AUD USD. So let's quickly check out on I said USD CAD is a sell, is an instant sell with TP at 1.35013. All right, so that is, but this other one I just called now is AUD USD. It's AUD USD. So let's go to gold, US 100, and US 2000. First of all, you already know we're going to be using on 5 minutes time frame, but first of all, you're going to be getting some confirmations using 1 hour time frame. All right, so using 1 hour time frame, because we're actually going to be seeing a better view of the market. And then, of course, we'll now go to our 5 minutes time frame to take our entry. All right, so take it out first on 1 hour and then see the market direction and the market dynamics. All right, US 100 is already pulling a lot of weight in that regard. Okay, US 100, okay, perfect. And then this US 2000, also check it out on 1 hour time frame and see, okay, great. Now, with every single thing that we're seeing here, all our indices are actually, apart from US 2000, every other index is actually giving us a sell direction. For example, if you take a look at US 100, you will see that you actually have more or a better sell direction than any other thing. So for US 100, I think I'm going to be going in for a further sell. It's already selling. So for US 100 and US 30, I'll be going in for a further sell on both of them. So for US 100 and US 30, I'll be going in for a further sell on both of them. So for US 100, yes, I'll be going in for a sell, and my TP is going to be at 14737.05, right? So that's where my TP is going to be. And US 30, the same thing. I'll be going in for a sell on US 30, and my TP is going to be at 33946. 33946. That is where my TP is going to be for the US. Oh, US 30 has already passed that level. Okay, I just discovered that there was actually a massive spike even before I gave out the distance. But yes, it's going to still be a further sell. Yeah, US 30 is still going to be a further sell. Yeah, so you can still follow the sell on US 30. And US 2000 and gold, I'm actually going to be going in for a buy. I really for US 2000, yes, you can go in for a buy on US 2000, please. US 2000, you can go in for a buy on US 2000. Yes, you can go in for a buy on US 2000. And the take profit should be on US 2000 should be at 1795.1. 1795.1. Okay, so I said US 2000, this is a buy position, instant buy. Most of the messages are actually blocking my screen. So I'm finding it really, really difficult to I am not using a draw screen today because I'm at home. So please, I will really, really, really just advise, don't be, because I have to close up the messages before I come back to the chat. So it's really disturbing. All right. I would attend to all of them, but just hold on. US 2000, I said it's a buy. US 2000, you can still go in for a buy, and the trade is actually still going to be pushing up. The TP should be at 1796.1. I actually adjusted it a little bit, 1796.1. But if you still have the previous one I gave out, you can still maintain that. All right. So for US 100, I told you that US 100 is actually US 30 actually is still going to be a further sell. All right. US 30 is still going to be a further sell. And then US 100, I would not want to be, I know it's currently buying, but I would not want to maintain the buy. I would not want to go in for the buy on so US 100, it's and I also said that gold is also going to be going in for a further sell. Gold is also passing for a further sell. So gold is also a sell. Gold is also a sell for today. And my TP for the gold is going to be, sorry, I just have to stop everybody. Now, my TP for gold is going to be at 1886.88. 1886.88. 1886.88. So that's my TP for gold. So for gold, I'm going in for a sell. For US 30, yeah, I went in for a sell for US 30. And also for US 100, I also went in for a sell for US 100. The only one I went in for a buy is US 2000. I told you US 2000 is going to be passing for a buy, right? Yeah, so for US 2000, I went in for a buy. And then for US 100 and US 30, and then gold, I am going in for a sell. So US 100, US 30, and gold is a sell. But then US 2000 is going in for a buy. Okay? Is going in for a buy. Okay, so I hope you got that. I hope you got that. So now, some of these trades, you don't need to rush out from the market anytime soon. You don't need to be in the haste to rush out because the market volatility is actually going to be continuing till maybe around 3 p.m. So it's going to be a very slow moving day, but then it's going to give you some really good profit. So US 30 is still going in for a sell. So you can US 30, it's all for the sell. It's up for the sell. And then, of course, gold, I told you that gold is still going to be going in for a sell also. 1886.88 is the take profit for gold. All right. And US 2000 already got a TP, and US 2000 is a buy. I hope you got that. I hope you got that. Thank you very much for writing. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. So I hope you're already on profit because US 2000, yeah, is already on a very good profit. US 100, yes, is still going in for a sell. All right. US 100 is still going in for a sell. US 30 is also for a sell and is actually having a very massive move. And gold also is going in for a sell. So let's quickly now take a look at wheat, corn, and soybean. All right, after the trade. So I am actually going in for a buy on wheat. I'll be going in for a buy on wheat. I'll be going in for a buy on corn. And then I think I'll be going in for, all right, for soybean, I'll also be going in for a buy. But then soybean, you don't need to enter the trade because soybean is actually the buy confirmation is not so certain. But of course, it's what I'm actually saying here. Okay, let's just take a look at it using the ADX. Sorry, let's use the ADX. Take a look at it to see what we've got here. Now for ADX, all right, it's okay for this instrument. I would actually see going for a buy. Yeah, I'll go in for a buy, but I will not stay long on the buy. All right, I will not stay long on the buy. But for corn and wheat, yes, I'm going in for a buy on both of them. So corn and wheat, I'm going in for a buy on both of them. Sorry, network is actually a little bit not so friendly, but then yes, I think this is actually yeah. So for wheat, corn, and soybean, wheat and corn specifically, I'll be going in for a buy. But then soybean also is I'll also be going in for a buy. But my TP is just going to be very very close. So my TP for soybean is just going to be at 1311.23. Don't stay too long on soybean. But the rest, yeah, you can actually enjoy the ride. On yeah, I'll be going in for a buy on corn, and I'll be also be going in for a buy on soya bean. right? I'll be going for a buy on soya bean also. Okay. All right. This client, I don't know if it's a male or female because the name can actually be shared in between. So pardon me. Please, do you know about instant execution? That is Chika. Do you know about instant execution? All right, please, if you do, just let me know if you do know about instant execution. All right. All right. So that is that for okay. US 2000 has gotten to the TP, and US 100 is still going to yeah, US 100. I'm also actually still going it for a sell. Oh wow, US 30 has actually been, it took the sell so personally. So if you know about instant execution, so you probably would have also known that this every other trade I'm calling, apart from the one I tell you that are pending orders, are all instant execution. Just two types of trading. Number one is pending order. The second one is instant execution. So pending order is always informed. So if you're having a pending order, I always say, okay, this trade, you're going in for a pending order. But apart from that, every other trade is instant execution. And instant execution is going to be on the current market price. That is what the instant execution is. So when someone says that US 100 is selling, it means that you're actually going to be selling at the current price. If I say US 30 is selling, it means that it's going to be selling at the current price. So you can just follow where it is and just take it all the way down. I told you that US 2000 was going to buy, and I gave you the TP as 1796.1. Then I told you that US 100 is also going to sell, and I gave you to take the TP for the sell. So if I gave you, I said sell with a TP, it means that you're going to be just selling from where the market is till the take profit point. All right, so it's just that. So US 30 is already having a massive sell. So I think that is going to be all for that. I wasn't able to give you every single thing that is needed because a lot of screens, a lot of both videos were blocking the screen, and then also a lot of messages kept on popping up and were also blocking the screen. So but I hope you were able to make that, because most of the trades actually gave us some good profit. So I hope you were able to make some profit from these ones, right? So that is going to be all for now. On yeah, gold is still going to be going down. Yeah, if you're still yet on gold, yeah, gold is still going to be going down, but it's still going to be selling. All right, so and US 30, yeah, is also going to be pushing down. So you can just take a look at it on 1 hour time frame and even see. Now US 30 still has the potential to get to that proven support on 1 hour time frame. So you still have a very good opportunity to still make some good profit. And if you also check US 100 on 1 hour time frame, you also see that it just got rejected from a resistance. So good, yeah, I still have a good opportunity, good chances to making some very good profit. All right, everybody. Yeah, so we're going to be calling it a day for today. And we're going to be resuming fully tomorrow. So our office reopens again from tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be having a better and a greater trading period. So yeah, corn is already on a very good profit. So I've been on a very good profit. So let's just take a look at wheat and see. Yeah, wheat is actually still going to be pushing all the way up, right? You don't need to stay long for all those ones. So that's why I didn't give that. But then wheat, that wheat is actually going to be having some really good trading period. The profit is going to be really good. So we're going to be enjoying the content for today, and till tomorrow, do have a lovely day and enjoy the rest of the holiday. Take out time to rest. If you need to go out for a stroll, do yourself that good, and just enjoy yourself. Okay, so see you tomorrow by 8.